Greetings and welcome to Talk to Me America, where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me later and tell them like it is. Greetings, greetings, and welcome everyone. It looks like we have quite a few folks already waiting for me to speak. Thank you for being here. Pastor Chatelet, of course, thank you for the library coin. Appreciate that. He always starts out the day with some library coin. Appreciate the support. I do. Wow, Youngberg, Feisty Ace. Well, thank you guys for coming. F you, dude, or Fud. Welcome. And of course, Sweet Rosa is on YouTube. Thank you for coming, and I'm doing just fine. It's Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Yvonne, I'm sorry that you don't like Central Time, but some of us do live here, unfortunately. Or actually, I feel pretty fortunate living in Texas. They're trying the idiocy down here, but it's not quite working like they want it to. Of course, I got a few things to show you in Dallas. Dallas is starting to fall if you think about it or look at it. And then, of course, Austin. I don't know if they're... Let's see, who else? Metaphobe, welcome. Polly, thank you for being here. Toast. Mr. Tsao. Or I heard somebody pronounce that Tizo. But I went to China and it looks like a Chinese name. So that's why I call you Mr. Tsao. Is that all right? I can call you Tizo if you want me to. Is he here? Is he actually here? Thank you, Metaphobe. Oh, okay, that's all right. Okay. Oh, all right. Well, thank you, fucking Epic. I like the glasses too. My little cat's eye blue blockers. I got to tell you, if I don't wear blue blockers while I'm in front of the computer after about 6 or 7 hours, everything goes gray. I have to feel my way back to the bedroom and reset my eyes by sleeping. So yes, these blue blockers help. Throat Punch Thursday. All right. Oh, and the Gray Man. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, if you guys want to support me, let's see. Somebody just said, oh, okay. Polly, thank you for the $5. You get one of these. Freedom. I take it everybody can hear me and see me. Everything's running properly. I don't see any, what do they call those again? You know, where it goes, woo-hoo-hoo. 'Cause I'm a blonde, yeah. He's Mr. T and he's a night elf. That's funny. That was a very, very funny video, it was. I got a few funny things to show you today, too. Oh, White Supreme Pizza is here tonight. Thank you for coming. All right. This is just my take on it. You might want to meme me for this, too, but I don't really see anything wrong with this, and I've got better things to do. So I'm going to talk a little bit, just a little bit about Chorky Jr. That's what I've deemed him. I don't know the entire story about Chorky, except for what Pastor has told me, and he sounds like one of those types of dudes that think that he could have power if he gives people money. Or he can have power over people if he gives people money. He needs to, if that's the case, he actually needs to go to the actual show business, you know, away from the keyboard, because I'm not finding that that's working for a majority of us. Some. Okay. So, and I know you guys have been having fun with Chorky Jr. And I'm only going to mention this once, because the way I see it, this person in question has displayed to me a few things. One is that we call this in show business the coat tailor. Now you got to remember, I'm an old rocker chick, and I come from in real life, or away from the keyboard, or away from the computer, interactions with people when it comes to this kind of business. Okay, so this is where I come from when I see this. Thank you, DJ Bass. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. You get one of these. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Ree! Sorry, I forgot our battle call. Ree! All right. It looks like to me that he discovered Salty Cracker and decided that because he had a big following and that he was actually getting lots of money. I always see that. In fact, it's like, wow, he really is doing well for himself. I'm glad he deserves it. He works hard at what he does, and he entertains a lot of people. I'd much rather support him than any asshole on the big screen these days, as would most of us, okay? So, but I've seen this before. I've seen this before. A lot of times they decided to try, he decided he wanted to try and cash in on the followers. You know, it's like, oh, well, if these people can give Salty this much money, why can't they give it to me too? All right. I'm trying to say this is, and I've got notes here because I'm so tongue-tied on camera sometimes. I don't even know why. But I don't want to forget my points either. But like I say, he said he saw what Salty was doing. He saw that Salty was successful. He was pretty much, or seems pretty much, on the same page as far as America First as all of that goes. Although, as an Aussie, I have problems. It was one of my red flags. I understand to a point, but I'm not real sure how close we are to the Aussies as far as that goes, other than just being another Western civilization. But yeah, he saw what Salty was doing and thought that he could do better. And number two, in show business, we call this by many names, but it looked like he became a grifter, a backstabber, money, fame whore. From some of the other behavior that I witnessed, he is, in my opinion, and this is one of the reasons why I pretty much want to just let him be and ignore him from now on, other than the fact that he's an attention whore. But he seems like a lefty to me. Somebody that tried to infiltrate us thinking that Trump supporters were stupid enough to go for it. You know what I'm saying? In fact, he even told us how stupid we were. That was one of his, and I'll get to that in a minute, that was one of his retorts as far as that goes. The chorkening. You'll have to actually talk to Pastor Shadley about the chorkening. Because like I say, I don't know anything other than the fact that this guy was dumping like thousands of dollars on Salty, and I'm not real sure why he doesn't do that anymore. But at the same time, supposedly he went to Pastor Shadley's channel and started trying to drop all kinds of money and like demand all kinds of shit for it. Like told him how to use it or whatever. Like, you know, hold it over his head or some shit. That's the gist that I'm getting. Like I say, I'm not on the computer 24/7, and I don't listen to every little thing everybody says all the time. In fact, I have trouble keeping up with the 4 or 5 that are my favorites, but I do. So, but like I say, we have many names for him as far as that. And what I was witnessing was leftist type behavior. He got in here thinking that we were stupid enough to fall for all of this because we were giving money or supporting Salty and Pastor Shadley and anyone else in the pond. And decided, oh, let me just grift these people, tell them that I'm all for America, and they'll just hand me all the money like they do for Salty. And I think some of his bad language and some of his retorts and everything like that comes from the fact that he thinks that he's acting like Salty. Because Salty has bad language and everything like that, but he's not. There's just such a different attitude. So, and I'll read your comments here in a minute. So, yeah, I was gonna say, like I say, this was to me the work of a lefty. Of course, if you guys have been in the pond for any amount of time, although this seems to repeat itself with people about every 3 months or so, I guess it takes that long for us to semi-trust the new person or whatever you want to call it before they either show their ass or God shows us that they're not for us or whatever. But I don't know when 451 got wind of it, of his real self about that, but he mentions that he's warned us about him. But I was suspicious when he started promising all kinds of big things and networks, and oh, everybody was gonna get in show business we call this a loudmouth or a stugaz if you're Italian. Okay, if I had a nickel for every fucking time that somebody came up to me and approached me in these tiny little dive bars that I used to work in and tell me that they're going to make me a star, baby, and that I'm just awesome, and let me sign you, and let me, oh, and all this other stuff. In fact, if I had a nickel for every time that happened, I actually would be rich right now, okay? That's how long I've been doing this. No, Sweet Rosa, not Salty Cracker. We're not talking about Salty Cracker doing something bad. This is somebody, this is actually somebody that infiltrated our, what do you call it? Our pond on Odysee, and tried to use us for his own fame and fortune. And another thing actually also too that made me suspicious after he promised all this grandeur stuff, because he was on my show. I actually was one of the first people to have him on my show. And if you go back and listen to it, I don't remember exactly which one it is, but if you go back and listen to it, he gives us a sob story. His wife left him, took his kids, she's a bitch, yada, 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 that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, again, went into the, well, we're going to make this money, and we're going to get everybody's going to have brand new equipment, and we're going to get all of the, you know, all the best softwares and all this, everything like that. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, where have I heard shit like this before? Okay. And the thing about it is like I say, when I get sus like that, it's usually because of the fact that it always ends the same way. If you buy into it, or if you start to try and work with that person who promises you the world as far as that goes, it always ends up with their hand out to you. Oh, I need the money for this first. We're going to pay you back, and you'll get a, you know, and all that, but it always ends up with you paying them. So, you know, he was just kept telling way too good to be true stuff. You know, I thought, wow, is this guy a godsend, or is he another one of these agent wannabes that, because there's a lot of musicians, I actually have a lot of friends and acquaintances in my music network, the guys that actually have fallen for this shit, and they're literally paying for it still after 20, 30 years. Because they were so excited to write on that dotted line, because that person had pumped them up so much. Oh my God, this person just believes in me so much and everything like that. And I'm thinking, yeah, no. So, and of course, when I least expected it, because I was starting to buy into it, like I say, I had my suspicions because of the way that he was speaking and the experiences that I've had as far as that goes. And in case, also two other things that actually, like I say, got me thinking and even more suspicious was, A, he never shows his face, and B, I would go to his shows and nobody would be there. I think maybe I saw at very most 4, maybe 5 people on Rumble, and last night when you guys did the live stream making fun of him and doing all this stuff with him and everything like that, I think I might have seen the very most people I've ever seen on his Odysee channel as well. So I was gonna say, maybe he'll turn into someone like Bill Burr. His comedy, if he can hone it well enough, he can turn into Bill Burr, because Bill Burr abuses his audience and stuff like that too. But again, there's only one Bill Burr, there's only one Salty, so yeah, no, Salty didn't do anything wrong. Salty is our Salty Army is Legion still. Well, thank you, Mr. Tizo. Mr. T. Odysee is good, Ko-Fi is better. All right, unemployed financial advisor in desperate need of money. Okay. All right, so like I mentioned before, I'm only talking about this once because he's not going to get any more attention from me. You know, I actually was going to give him a second chance. I thought, you know, everybody has a bad day. You know, everybody gets, I give 1 or 2 chances, you know what I'm saying? But when I got on the other channel, and not only was he bashing me there too, and telling people, throwing around Chorky's money like it mattered. Like, oh, you're on my list, and I'm not going to give you any of Chorky's money. And I'm thinking, do you even have it to begin with? But that turned me right the fuck off. Those two things right there was, I think, God telling me or removing that person out of my life. Because at that point, it was almost like I saw one of those little demons that the devil sends you to create havoc in your home, to create, peace, to get rid of your peace in your home or anything like that. And I thought, well, yeah. So, besides that, I'm on a mission. I don't sit in front of this computer to worry about him. Okay? I don't. I get on this computer because I am on a mission to make sure that people get their voices, try to get people's voices out there, try to remind people, if nothing else, to try and remember to keep practicing their rights, especially their First Amendment rights. As far as that goes, I feel like I've been called to do that. I'm not perfect at it. I appreciate anybody that helps or even shares or, whatever you can do to help if you want to get it out there and make sure that, and like I say, and I appreciate the pawns so far. With the pawns' help, it has actually helped in order to weed out the assholes, the ones that would divide us and try to defeat us, because they do infiltrate. Look at the Congress, look at the Senate, look at the government right now. They've infiltrated each other so much that they're two wings of the same bird, basically. So yeah. So I only have one more thing to say, and actually I'm not even going to say it myself. Let me see. Am I in? Let's see here. My notes. What are my notes telling me here? Okay. Yes. To his retorts. I hope you can hear this. Let me turn it all the way up. I'm going to let. I couldn't think of anything better. And like I say, I'm an old rocker chick, so I hear things and it's like, oh yeah, I should have thought of that. So I think Steven Crowder actually has a better answer than I could to Chorky Jr., which is...
Oh, shut up. You just got owned and now you're trying to come back 5 minutes later. It's like George...
Actually... Let's see, where is it? Okay. Could you guys hear that? Let's see if I can do that again.
We don't show up and protest and call them, oh, shut up, you just got owned and now you're trying to come back 5 minutes later. It's like George...
Oh, shut up, you just got owned and you tried to come back 5 minutes later. That was when, that was my reaction, basically, when he started calling everybody stupid last night. So, yeah, whatever. Like I say, but that's the great thing about the freedom of speech as well. He has the right to say whatever the fuck he wants to say. But I also have the right to not associate with him if he wants to say those things. So, I choose that. I have better things to do. Not to mention the fact that I don't have the time. I just don't. I couldn't. All right. Chevy, welcome, welcome. Starry Night. Sweet Rosa, everybody here on YouTube. My YouTube is finally growing a little bit. And the live feeds, anyway, are still not getting a whole lot of new subscribers. But welcome, everyone. Okay, great. You could see it. CC, yes, everything was that. Casual consensus. Yes, it was, but now I'm moving on. In fact, like I said before, I'm just an old rocker chick. And this particular thing came across my feed the other day, but also kind of fits what I feel is happening with Chorky Jr. That's what I call him, Chorky Jr. Let's see if this works.
Sorry to say this, but being a good person don't get you loved. It gets you used.
My dear brother, I totally understand what you're saying. But let's look at this from a different perspective. Before we decide to throw away those good qualities, let's define good. A good person is kind, but they're not gullible. A good person shows respect, but they expect it in return. A good person will lift you up, but they will not tolerate you putting them down. You see, you can have a good heart, but that doesn't mean you're passive. You see, a good person will tell someone, regardless of who they are, what they need to hear, not necessarily what they want to hear. You see, a good person, just like anyone else, has standards. They have goals and they set boundaries. And whenever you cross them, they will check you. A good person will look out for you, but they have no problem saying no. A good person has patience, but that doesn't mean they're going to let you take their kindness for weakness. So just because a person is good, that doesn't mean they're going to put up with nonsense. I love you, brother. Believe that.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. I couldn't have put that better myself. And that is how I try to be to a T. I'm a good person. I do no harm, but I take no shit. And I've been around long enough to tell when people are kind of fugaboing you. Like I say, I had my suspicions ahead of time, and when God showed me, I walked. That was all there is to it. And I also mentioned earlier also too that I appreciate you guys doing all of this too. It really actually makes me feel kind of good, because a lot of this came on because of the way that he treated me first. So, love all you guys out there. Much love. And of course, you know how I try to sign off music, and I'm not signing off. It's, let's see, peace, love, health, and music to all of you. And yes, take no prisoners, Brad Allen music. Anger Bang. Was it you? Oh no, it was, but I know you got something in the works too, a video or something. But yeah, don't forget to support all of the people, all of the creators in the pond. We're all awesome creators as far as I can tell. In fact, I'm a little jealous. I try not to be, but then again, I'm new at this. And just like I say, I'm just an old rocker. I'm still learning how to do quite a bit of stuff. In fact, I joined Amos Memes, TM something, I forget what the name of it is, to actually help me to learn how to do memes better. And they've given they got lots of ideas and lots of media that you can use, that they've like cut the heads out of people and stuff like that. It's really kind of cool. So make sure you check out Amos Memes. In fact, 451 Actual probably can describe that a little better. I've only just started, and again, I have trouble keeping up with some of the stuff that I'm doing now, so I'm going to be slow at it. I can't help it. Let's see, the Gray Man, they will take no prisoners. Yes, I'm not about that. Lord Slade, welcome, welcome. Iceburn! Yes, indeed, Iceburn. That is true. We only have two parties, patriots and traitors. Take no poo, exactly, Chevy. Starry Night. It's like I say, it was somebody that is in the Odysee pool for Pastor Chatelet. This is a network that we have over here on the Odysee, one of the alts that we all stream on, because YouTube is asshole. All right. Okay, this right here, I saw this came across my feed the other day. This right here is why we cannot trust any of our leaders, if you want to even call them that. This is Governor Hochul, which I was going to say, didn't she like win by default or something? I'm not real up on New York politics as far as that goes. But this person here, this right here is a sign of someone that wants to be a dictator. Because watch. Let's see if I can get, let's see, make sure this is up so you can see it. I'm sorry, headphone wearers.
Do you have the numbers to show that it's the concealed carry permit holders that are committing crimes? Because the lawful gun owner will say that you're attacking the wrong person. It's really people that are getting these guns illegally that are causing the violence, not the people going and getting the permit legally, and that's the basis for the whole Supreme Court argument. Do you have the numbers?
I don't need to have numbers. I don't have to have a data point to say that this is going to all I know is I
don't need numbers. Just believe what I say. I'm going to do it anyway, whether I've got numbers or not. But we need to target people that are literally saying, "Here, I'm buying a gun legally. You can even watch me, see?" With the background checks and everything like that. That's basically what legal gun owners are doing. Because otherwise they wouldn't know where they were or how to get, and everything like that. And of course, she's right. But yeah, this is a true sign of a dictator. I don't need your numbers. We don't need no stinking numbers. You're gonna obey us no matter what. I don't think so. I don't think so. And of course, like I say, legal gun owners right now are literally saying, here, I'm doing it legally. I'm filling out your forms. I'm doing everything that you say. You can even watch me. Why would they feel the need to take them away from those people unless they've done something wrong with them? But I think it's because of the fact that at that point, registering or whatever it is, we've made it easy for them to target those people that want to follow the law. It's hard to find criminals. It's hard to prosecute criminals, especially with some of the laws that they've passed now with the no bail and all this other mess. It's hard. That's hard to do. So they're not going to do it. Oh, we can't do that. Let's make it easy. All these people that vote for us, let's show them how much we hate them by taking away their protection from all these criminals that it's way too hard to criminalize or way too hard to catch or even do anything about. Right, exactly, Iceburn. He has the meme on here about the difference between, I believe it was Kyle Rittenhouse. He was there to only there to murder protesters. He killed innocent protesters. He instigated that he crossed state line. Oh, okay, yeah. Mr. Tizo, he actually does some. He's another meme lord. I appreciate that. That's funny. That's funny. If you do come over to Odysee, that's one of the things I do like about Odysee. You can only comment. You can only comment on YouTube. On Odysee, you can do GIFs and memes and all different kinds of colors and everything like that. Holy fuck, is Lars the Goddess is fucking up Torky Jr. KKK Zom, thanks for... Actually, I don't believe that either. I talk to Zom all the time. I don't think he's... And if he is, so what? Yeah, that's what I dubbed him almost immediately after the first time that we went around, that you guys went around with him and stuff like that. Yep, that's right. Odysee chat fucking rocks. Yes, it does. Thank you. Limited access. Welcome, welcome. One of my callers and regular viewers now. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I did the first copy pasta. Crackalactica was an assist from a friendly Anon. Okay. I'll unban you if you promise not to use the C word. You mean currency? But yeah, okay, back to the gun guy, or the gun lady. This person, like I say, was there another election, or did she just take over when they ousted Cuomo? But like I say, this is the beginnings. When you hear somebody like that say, I don't need your stinking numbers to make these rules and laws and to tell people what to do, you've got a dictator. Ta-da! He's excommunicated Zom. Probably gonna just let him chork out like a chorking star. Actually, my husband had a... Are you want to hearing the new prepping stuff tonight? Sure! I'll open the phone lines in a few minutes. Excuse me. My husband had an idea, but I don't want to actually say it out loud because we might use this. Although I don't know if some of you could actually do it. But I'll talk to you on one of the private channels about it. Because this would actually prove a lot and probably would end up making him chork out and just finally leave us alone. If that's what you guys want. I know it's fun to make fun of people, but I don't know. Let's see. Okay. All right. My next subject, and of course you guys have probably seen this umpteen million times, but it's worth repeating. It's worth not forgetting, just like as if Epstein did not, you know what? You know the thing! But Alex Stein, I believe, is one of the best protesters that we never knew that we needed. Let's see, how long is this video? Uh-oh. They're gonna take it away from me? What's going on here? Oh, okay. This is Odysee.
Here in Uvalde, Texas, at Robb Elementary School, the site of the mass shooting where 19 children and 2 teachers died. Normally, I try to bring awareness in a humorous way, but tonight, I'm speaking at the local city council meeting to expose the lack of response time from the police force. 372 officers waited 77 minutes to go in and stop Salvador Ramos. I'm here to bring attention to that so that nothing like this happens in the future. And we have police that are more courageous. Thank you, Council. My name's Alex Stein, and a lot of times I speak at a lot of city council meetings, and usually I like to use my platform to make people laugh, to expose a lot of the leadership problems that we have. But here today, there's nothing funny. When I drive into your city, there's a stain on this city that will never be lifted, ever. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how reactive you are. It's your lack of proactive results. We have Principal Gutierrez, who was fired, that knew of security issues. Knew of it. The principal knew of security issues. And now 21 people are dead, 19 students. So you can say, oh, well, it's the lack of police force. Well, really, let me go, Chip. Let me use my 3 minutes. Listen, I understand you're not the school district, but this is your city. Are you the leader of this city, Chip? Do you lead this city? You're telling me the city council is not the leaders of this city? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Chip? So you guys don't consider yourself leaders? See, that's why. It's because you don't consider yourself a leader. You don't take responsibility for your action. That's why you sit there, and that's why you are a direct reflection of these cops. They were cowards. It took them 77 minutes, and you're a coward. You sit there like a coward trying to combat what I'm saying. I'm bringing awareness to your city. You still had the audacity, after 21 people died, Chief Arredondo, you swore him in. I don't care that he resigned. You swore him in. You do 2 meetings a month. Mayor McLaughlin, that's 24 meetings a year. Can't even show up. I don't care where he's at. He should be here digitally. I don't see a screen with his face. This is 2022. We just had a pandemic. People can be at a meeting digitally and remotely, but Uvalde, you can't figure it out. Because you can't protect your 21 kids, and you can't run a meeting digitally. Because you know why? He doth protest too much. You know you're guilty, and you feel guilty, and that's why you're yelling. That's why you're combating me, and that's why I'm here to expose you guys. Because we've got to hold our leadership responsible for 21 people being dead. Do you realize that? Do you know how many people? I think we all know, and we're all very frustrated with what's happening. I know you did not pull the trigger, but it doesn't matter. There is a set of circumstances that a domino effect happened. One domino set off stuff that a kid was able to get through an unlocked door and shoot 21 people. That's pathetic. That's disgusting. And now this is the biggest story in the entire world. And guess what? They're trying to take away the guns from 350 million people because a school couldn't lock a back door, basically. And because of the response time was so disgusting, 77 minutes. I have these pictures. This is not Uvalde. I want you guys to show you this. This is somebody doing hand sanitizer. He's more worried about protecting himself from COVID than protecting the 19 children that were bleeding to death. This is a cop on his phone smiling. There's nothing funny about 19 children bleeding to death on their cell phone saying, I want my mom. And then when their mom tried to run in, what did they do? They stopped the parents from coming in the school. That's pathetic. That's disgusting. You guys should all be ashamed of yourselves. And I'm going to expose this. And I know, let me just say my last point. I know the investigation will come out. And you guys will probably not get in trouble because it's not necessarily your fault. But you guys as leaders should take responsibility for this in order to be proactive instead of reactive so no more children have to die. Because right after the fact, you didn't let go of Arredondo. If another school shooting would have happened, he still would have been in charge. Think about that. Thank you, guys. Oh, and if any parents want to meet me and get any, you want any attention, please contact me after the meeting. I'm Alex Stein. Thank you.
I want to add to that because I believe I actually said this the last show or the last time that we talked about this. That anybody listening from Uvalde or in that area or that knows anyone or anything like that, if you want to get your story out there, contact one of us. If somebody wants to put the schedule up there, but let us get your story out. You can call in. You can actually get in touch with AC, American Citizen, or American Rant. Pastor Chatelet is always there for you. We want to get your story out. This was disgusting, and these people need to be held accountable. I mean, these were children. These were small people that had their entire lives taken away from them. And life is short enough as it is already, as far as that goes, all right? Recently, like I say, he's showing pictures from the recently, we got to see actual footage of the authorities. And when we were on the round table, which is on Tuesdays and Saturday nights at Raynoth's channel on Odysee at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Yvonne. But we actually got to see the actual footage of them just milling around, talking to each other like they were just on their lunch break and everything. We saw the guy do the hand sanitizer. It was terrible. And again, it wasn't even them actually that ended up stopping this. Wasn't it one of the teacher's husbands that was an off-duty border patrol? He finally got past all these cops that weren't letting anybody in to try and save these poor children. So, I gotta say, I've actually even covered a couple of articles, or at least one, where the family was literally talking to CNN, I believe it was, where they said that these people let us down. They didn't protect us. They didn't do what they promised. You know, they expressed their disappointment in the safety. Now, one thing about Alex Stein, when it comes right down to it, I'm glad he's on our side. Because unlike Chorky Jr., he's at least convincing. And I noticed that he didn't allow them to shut him down. That's a habit that we need to try to get into as well, as far as that goes. Because a lot of times, all it takes is for the other side to just screech in our face and we shut down. Of course, it's hard not to. You know, I don't know a lot of people that take that abuse or will take that abuse. Like I said, do no harm but take no shit. But I'm sure not going to be quiet. Of course, I'm not going to sit there and argue with somebody that just sits there and screeches either. That's like talking to a fucking speaker. You know what I'm saying? Just a speaker that's, a busted speaker. Unless you turn it down, you know, or something like that. But he also comes, imagine the damage he would do if he was on the other side, or a grifter. So I'm glad Mr. Stein is on our side as far as that goes. He comes with actual fervor and facts. And again, like I say, he doesn't let others talk over him. He got loud when he needed to. He was still coherent and he wasn't crazy and nuts, but he was still loud when he needed to be loud. So a lot of us, we all need to be able to try to do that once in a while. Okay. Bone. Limited access. You need bone meal. Can make it from eggshells. Oh, nice. I'm your ninja. Welcome, welcome. I'm seeing a lot of people. Let's see. Sting 68. Or is that Stinge? Limited access. Fud, Iceburn. Trying to keep up with everybody. Make sure that I'm not missing anybody. That's all on Odysee. Meh! Do you? He identifies as a speaker. A broken one? Wow, Alex Stein, wow, I'm glad he said his piece. Oh yes, and I'm glad also to know I'm also glad to know that he is on our side. He's on So yes. Love Alex Stein, love Alex Stein. Talking to DJ Brandrack says talking to a speaker is like trying to nail jello to water. Yeah, there you go. And I don't mean a person that's up there speaking in front of a microphone. I mean a speaker with, you know, the round thing that goes in and out when it's played. All right. Now, this I saw originally on Mark Dice. I thought you guys might get a kick out of this. Good old Fredo thinks that he can do like we do with our podcasts and thing like that. Let me show you his intro here. I'll show you his intro. This is YouTube. Man, us salty berserkers can have done way better than that intro. That was a monstrosity in my opinion. It wasn't very aesthetically pleasing either. I have, even aside from what I already know about this person and the fact that I wouldn't do anything to watch him or support him anyway, that would not have, that doesn't entice me either. The visual that we just got there, it was like mustard yellow and he's walking around with a white outline around him and everything like that. I'm going to read you some of the comments on this too because it's hilarious. It's hilarious. So here's my take on why guys like him can't do what we do. Like Salty and Pastor and me and Red Dawn Radio and America Floats and AC, American Citizen, 451 Actual. I'm sorry if I'm missing anyone. But they were never the ones that came up with any of the ideas and the quips that they always were talking about themselves. They've always had writers and producers, and they've always just been the pretty faces. So, and to me, he was a mascot that is now trying to be the leader. He was a mascot. I mean, that's basically, you got people like that do nothing but read other people's prose and get in front of the camera and talk like that, everything like, they're mascots. They're mascots for that channel or that newscast or whatever like that if they don't come up with anything original. That's how I feel about that. They're mascots. So I'm going to read you some of the comments on this. This is going to be adorable. You're going to love this. 709 comments. Now first I'm going to show you, I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can. No, I can't move it around. Actually, I'm looking at this particular video had 20,546 views. Okay? And I would venture to say that a lot of them came over here to see from Mark Dice because he's the one that actually talked about this to begin with about 3 days ago, I think. But the thumbs up, only 1.4K, only 1,400 thumbs up. I don't see the dislike. He's only going to be the one to see the dislike. But out of 20,000 views, only 1,400 likes. That's kind of ratioed if you ask me. First comment. Oh my lord, this is wonderful. I haven't been this excited for a new comedy show in a long time. Thanks, Chris, for doing this. Mark Dice will have excess material as long as you upload. The next one. Can't wait to see this channel in the future, Chris. Hopefully you go down the same road as CNN Plus. Let's see. Can't wait for JP Reacts and Mark Dice videos. Comedy gold. It must suck to have more comments from people making fun of you who heard about your new channel from another YouTuber who is also making fun of you than from fans. I love America. Ultra MAGA. Let's go, Brandon. Let's see. Next one. What happens when you're a lying sellout sack of shit for decades? Surely you don't lose all credibility, Frodo. Keep it up. This is Golding. I'm subscribing now. I was missing you, Fredo. Good to see you back to provide the humor. Regards to your bro. Has he settled yet? Hit the like button if you came straight here after watching a video from True American Patriot. I'm not real sure about that one. I'm smart, not like everybody says. I'm dumb. I'm smart, and I want respect, Fredo Cuomo. This project brings to new life what had become rather dull comment sections. Thank you, Fredo. Mark Dice delivering dislikes and negative comments on a silver platter. Way to go. Way to go, Fredo. Let's go, Fredo. Hey, Fredo, Mark Dice is rooting for you. Not me, though. Let's go, Brandon. Didn't you tell us that we can't trust independent, unverified sources on YouTube, Fredo? Ah! Man, Chris, you should really consider just ending it. Take the whole family with you. Mark Dice gave him the advertisement of his life. Yeah, that's probably the only advertisement he'll have, unless he says something stupid. I'm sure people will cover him just like they cover CNN and all these others and everything like that. There was one comment on here that said something about, this is what you can get from a Fiverr. the video and actually the sound aesthetic to me wasn't quite there as well, because the mixing on the guitar and everything just was lame to me. In fact, it actually sounded like as if it was coming out of an iPhone speaker without the headphones or whatever like that. So yeah, I consider this a fail, and I thought you guys might get a kick out of the fact that Fredo is now trying to be a YouTuber, which I don't think is going to work out. Let me see. Let's go to his project. In fact, he doesn't even have a check mark yet on YouTube. You got to have a check mark or some kind of authenticity or whatever like that. In fact, even Liberal Hive Mind has one of those. Yeah, only 2 videos. Supposedly he's only working on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so he actually should be live right now. He should be coming over my feeds and stuff like that too. Let's see. White Supreme Pizza, limited access. I knew I like Pauly. The post that Vector banned me for 07. Oh, this is Pauly. 07 General. You're so popular, you should put your talents towards raising up other Patriot streamers. Creating a network in which us Patriots can interact and spread our message. Please support my good friend. Congratulations. We see you for what you are. Yeah. God has a way of showing us people that don't belong in our lives. And I'm a firm believer that if he takes them out of your life, please don't go chasing after them again. Hope. New face in the YouTube chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How do you all? He has a globe as a symbol, kind of Illuminati spell check, right? Yep. That's what I say. Actually, like I say, the one commenter that said that that brought his own words back to him as far as you can't trust any indie on YouTube. So yeah. And like I say, he's supposed to be live right now, and I don't see him live anywhere right now. He's only got 2 videos and a short. So yeah, this doesn't seem like it's gonna go very far. It probably will go by the way of CNN Plus. Alright. Let's see. Again, to me, he's a mascot trying to be a big shot now. And I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. Alright, I don't know how many people of you have seen this. This is something that I probably wouldn't have seen unless ABL covered it. He covered this a couple of days ago. And I don't know why they keep doing this. I gotta refresh this to get the right video. So weird. And I don't press play. Anyway, supposedly in Dallas, this is one of the things I was talking about earlier. Dallas, you know, I'm glad I'm in Texas because they're coming for us last, or at least succeeding with us last as far as some of the woke bullshit. But Dallas seems to be going pretty under whatever right now, and this was actually something that they reported on KHOU Houston, but that's another affiliate of Fox, I think it is, or whatever like that. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of news unless it's some indie on YouTube or Odysee. Occasionally Rumble. Tan Killer Polly, he banned me for saying he lives in a socialist shithole. We don't need your help. Yeah. Like I say, like I mentioned earlier, that was one of my first red flags. How much could this Aussie possibly have invested in the United States right now and not be here? Anyway, supposedly what had happened was Taco Bell got these ladies' order incorrect, and they were already actually the dining room itself was already closed. It was just the drive-through that was open. So one of the things that I question about this is why they let these ladies in to begin with. But the manager did something that I'm not real sure if she felt endangered or if because she was on the phone as she did it. But I'm going to show you this video. Hopefully it plays properly. Here we go. There's no sound. I don't think. Yeah, no sound. But yeah, see the two ladies, they let them in after closing hours. These two ladies here, they're complaining. They didn't get the order right, something like that through the drive-thru. Why they let them in the dining room after hours? That's actually a no-no. That's one of the reasons they closed dining rooms. All right? So they're standing here, and this particular Taco Bell has cameras all over the place. There was like 10 different scenes all over the whole thing, but you're just seeing one of the cameras at a time. Now, supposedly the girl in the blue right here, she's 16. Then these girls decide they're going behind the counter. And you saw that right there? You saw that poof right there? That was the manager throwing boiling water on them. She went back and got another bucket, and she chased him with another bucket of it. Okay, so these ladies are now, you see there, she got the bucket of water out of, I don't know, is that the dishwasher? I thought it was the French fryer at first. I thought she was going to pour oil on them. But they're claiming that it's hot water. So, okay, that's another video of it. Was there sound on that one?
Two women are suing Taco Bell. Apparently an employee poured boiling water on them. Now, we do want to warn you, the video here, it may be disturbing. According to the lawsuit, the employees, they refused to prepare the food that the customers paid for, and they became combative. There you see an employee coming from behind the counter and pour something on those customers, what they say is boiling water. Lawyers say the women suffered severe burns. One of them was admitted to an ICU burn unit in Dallas after suffering seizures. This happened about a month ago. The lawsuit seeks more than $1 million in damages. Two women.
$1 million? Only $1 million, huh? Only $1 million. Now, there's an attorney for these ladies, and he's going to explain to us... He's going to explain to us more about this. I think this was...
It was Sunday night, June 17th, the Taco Bell at 11829 Abrams Road. 11 p.m. when the restaurant was drive-through only. Shown on the restaurant's own surveillance cameras, 3 women in a white car pull up to the window to pick up their order, but something is wrong with it. So their attorney says they return to the drive-thru and are at the window arguing for a full 7 minutes.
CT and Brittany went up to the dining room where an employee let them in. Most of the time what you see is CT and Brittany standing peacefully and calmly at the counter.
2.5 minutes later, as an argument begins about the order, the women step into the kitchen.
At some point, a male Taco Bell employee started threatening her to a fight. She's a 16-year-old girl. She's got a tough heart. She wasn't going to back down.
Which is when another employee dips a pitcher into boiling water and throws it on.
I find that first statement hard to believe. Some guy's going to threaten these girls? I don't think so. And although the thing that she did was wrong and was really hurtful and everything like that, I can't imagine Well, I'm sure she's probably seen some of the videos that these people go in there when they're mad about sauce, for crying out loud, and just wreck the entire place. All right? The manager is in charge of making sure that, and I'm sure that in some cases, especially with these franchises, that kind of shit comes out of their paycheck. So, I'm not saying that she did the right thing, but at the same token, under the circumstances, and after you see some of these people that just go in there and completely thrash the place, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And it's one of those things where I have a love-hate relationship with it, because I hate it because it was necessary to be, you know, I hate it because it actually is coming to this, to be necessary to do those kinds of things, but I love it because we are actually fighting back against these people that just walk in and start trashing everything. You know, who died and left you in charge? And what makes you think it's okay to just trash everybody and everything and hurt people and do anything because somebody made a fucking mistake? You know, you get the shit taken care of and you get over it. You don't go around and start vandalizing everything and tearing everything down. That's not the way you deal with shit. This tells me that your mama never spanked you when you were a baby, when you threw these temper tantrums. Or when you threw these temper tantrums, you always got your way. I'm sorry, real life doesn't work that way. And shame on you for thinking it's okay because somebody made a mistake to take it personally and start ruining everyone else's lives. I'm sorry, but that's not cool. Not cool at all. All right, I'm going to open the phone lines in case anybody wants to call. And of course, why did that go full screen? Skype. The hell? Hang on. Oh yeah, I just had in fact, I wouldn't have known about yesterday's ordeal had I not been looking for Yvonne, because he actually. Oh come on! I've been signed on to here. I got an update yesterday that I couldn't get out of, and I was looking for Yvonne last night because he had mentioned to somebody that there was something that you could go into your DL file or something like that and eliminate that altogether. I was looking for him. I was actually looking for him last night to see if I could do that because this stupid thing wouldn't let me not update it. So. Okay, it looks like everything's working now. Alright, so the number to call is 409-877-1243. If you got anything to say or you want to talk about anything. Yes, we are winning, Iceburn. It doesn't seem like it, but I think we are. You know, it's and the thing is it's always going to be a battle, a perpetual battle between good and evil. In fact, I saw something, I don't know how many people know who Kat Von D is. She's not somebody that I know a whole lot about other than the fact that she's a tattoo artist that's made it big on some reality show or something like that. She had a fight with, I think it was Jeffree Star, which I wish I'd have never known who the fuck that person was. Talk about, to me, he's a grifter. In my opinion, these boys with the makeup and everything like that, and you know, and I don't care what they do, but when you actually make the news because of some quarrel that you have with one of your cohorts or something like that, it tells me it's all for show. You guys are just doing this to get the clicks. You know, you love each other one minute and you hate each other the next minute, and oh yeah. But Kat Von D is coming around. I'll show you that in a little bit. But yeah. I missed the meme. What meme did I miss, honey? Joey in Commieland. The boobs? Let me see. I'm going to go back. Let me see what they say. Won't let me click on it. Yes, yeah. Yes. What's the StrewTube channel? Want to boost your algorithm? Oh, I see you're there, limited access. Sorry about that. Blammo, I'm here. All right, love you too, bunches. Let's see. Sweet Rosa said, that happened to me years ago when I used to work at a fast food restaurant. Yeah. And how did you take care of that? Or were you backed up? Or were you fired for something that someone else did? Or were you the one that threw the water? Okay. Winning! Yes, actually, we are winning. We really are winning. It may not seem like it, but I think we are. I really do think we are. I mean, just the plain and simple fact that we were shown almost immediately one of the demons that was trying to infiltrate us. All right, you're on the air.
Oh my God, do you really want to hear from me?
Of course.
Limited access.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for calling.
Oh, God bless you guys. All right, well, hey, does anybody want to hear about some of the prepping stuff that I've been doing? Because, I mean, that's kind of my... I watch all this stuff, and I've been knowing it's going to happen for years because, I mean, I grew up with, you know, boomers, and my grandmother was a part of the Great Depression and all this. So, I mean, I kind of grew up with some of this stuff, and it's like, you know, put stuff away in the pantry, and my kids thought I was crazy. They don't think I'm so crazy no more, okay? One of the things that I want to tell everybody that, I mean, like, all right, so I live in a community where we've got, you know, a grocery store that has, you know, they have the come on in deals. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Come on in. Today you can get some bacon for $2.99 a pound. Limit two, but come on in. Come on and look at what you got. Go get that come on in. You don't have to buy nothing else. Go get their come on ins. And you can put it in the freezer. You can can it. You can do whatever. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I just got, again, chicken thighs, the leg and the thigh, for 59 cents a pound. Guess what? I'll bet you in 6 months it's going to be $9.99 a pound. That's what I'm saying, because they had the bird flu. So we're buying the stuff that they butchered 6 or 8 months ago before all this crap went on. And and all of the beef cows that have had to be butchered because, I mean, they can't feed them. Go buy your beef and shit right now and can that shit up. Go get yourself a pressure canner and learn how to can. It ain't hard. It's not hard. Get that protein on the shelves, because unless you like eating bugs or you're a vegetarian, and if you're a vegetarian, you better learn how to grow a garden, you're going to starve.
Yeah, you don't think there's going to be any bartering or anything like that? Because there's some people that just don't have...
Well, I mean...
Because I'm a terrible gardener. I'm trying real hard, but I kill everything.
I know, and I tried to figure out what kind of seeds to send you, and you're like, oh, no, I don't know how to grow nothing. I'm like, girl, you need to learn how to grow something, because you live in Texas.
I do.
I bet you can grow
I'm trying. Well, I do have a tomato plant that seems to be growing quite well, but there's no fruit on it or anything yet, so...
All right. So tomato plants, one of the things that I've learned this year, and I didn't know it last year or the year before, and I've had problems trying to grow this stuff, is you take aspirin you got to go buy aspirin without the coating on it, crush about 6 of them up, and put it in a couple of quarts of water, and you spray that on your tomato plants, and it puts the tomato plant into like a thing where it will flower. Okay, it helps it fruit. It makes its immune system. That's it. Its immune system kind of react, and it'll flower. And you can't have a whole lot of leaves because you don't want the energy going into your leaves on your plants. You want them going into the fruit because you want the product.
Yes.
Although you can snap some of that stuff off too, and you can put it in some water or just put it in the ground. Some people just put it in the ground. I haven't had no luck with that, okay? But I have had doing cuttings and putting it in water and re-rooting stuff. So, I mean, you got to go out there and research. And do yourself a favor. While we still have the internet and you're doing this and you can take notes and see what's working for you and what's not working for you, write it freaking down in a little journal book. This is how to grow things. This is how to bake this bread with no yeast. This is how to can carrots, what you need to do for tomatoes, how you can ferment. I mean, I was lucky and I got some, little journal books or whatever at the Family Dollar or whatever for $2 a piece with 96 pages. Guess what? I've got them on my shelf. I haven't done it yet because I'm busy prepping right now, but I really need to sit down and go through what I've done, what recipes I've learned, and what can be done to have it for my knowledge as well as to perhaps pass it on, because if we don't have the internet and all this, or they change it like they have been, you won't have it. Call me paranoid, but they're doing it. We can see that.
Oh yeah, I don't really trust the internet all that much. I do the live feeds and everything like that, but I keep everything in files, and I don't go paperless with my bills and everything like that either. I don't.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And
learn the hard way once.
Books, guys, go out there to the thrift stores and buy the old books. I've got old ball canning books. I've got books that are decades old. When you could, back in the day when you could buy these little, what do you call them? They would send you these cards that you could put in the books for, you'd spend, $10, $15 a month, and they would send you 20 cards, how to grow stuff or medicinal stuff or whatever. I hit the jackpot.
I actually have one of those somewhere.
Yes, I hit the jackpot in Colorado Springs about 10 years ago when somebody's mom died, and they were like, "Oh, we got to move all her shit out. Come get it, because we've gone through it. We can't do anything more with it, and we don't want to put it out the side of the road. Come get it." So I did, and I hit the frickin' jackpot on some of this stuff, and I got it. And I've got a bunch more books and stuff in old Webster's dictionaries, not the new ones. No, because they keep changing the definition. No, we need the old definition because it really hasn't changed.
No, it hasn't. They're changing the definition, but it's going to be to everybody's detriment. Because things like that.
I say that.
There's things that don't change. They just don't change.
And anybody that has, children, younger children, even teenagers, and God, even 20s and 30s. I mean, I homeschooled my children a bit, so they have an idea, and they had to the last couple of years homeschool their children, even though they were like, "Wow, what do we do?" I'm like, "All right," and we stepped in, and they did it in Minneapolis, and then I got them to move here to South Dakota, and they were able to put their kids back in school, but they were still homeschooling them a bit because you can't leave everything up to the government to teach your kids. I mean, even my parents, I'm 58, so I'm old. My parents, we had homework that we would need help with, and they'd throw a book at me. Well, how do you spell? Here's the dictionary.
Look it up. Yep.
And I would look that up, and I would look up 10 more words or 15 or 20 or whatever, and learned more.
Big shout out to us fellow Xers.
Yeah, the Encyclopedia Britannica. Do even these kids know what that is? No, they probably don't. But guess what? I got one in my garage. Whoop, whoop. Praise the Lord.
There you go.
All right, my gal.
That's
I
great.
Probably have taken up more of your program than I should have. I love you bunches. I love you all, friends.
Yes, thank you for calling.
Don't stop. Don't stop working. Keep going. I gotta go put my greenhouse together that's going in the house here, and I'll be listening.
Okay. Thank you for calling. Thanks for that advice. I'll try that. I've got some aspirin in there. In fact, I have to take aspirin on a regular basis.
Hey, you got my number, so
I do actually now.
Tell me what you need in the seeds. You do. Tell me what you need in the seeds, because I got some to send to you, but I want to know what you will grow and what you'll eat.
Well, I've been trying.
Otherwise, it's a waste.
I've wanted to try some cucumbers because I love pickles. I can't.
Yeah, I didn't have real good results up here with those.
Oh, okay. I've always wanted to try cucumbers. I did bell peppers once, and I only got a purple pepper, but it was just in a little container. It wasn't, I wasn't real serious about it. Tomatoes, any kind of tomatoes. I'm determined to make a tomato. If nothing else, to make a tomato sauce from the seed to the septic.
Laura, do you buy your peppers from the store?
Yeah.
When you cut that open, okay, take those seeds and put them on a napkin and dry them out. They will grow, and they will grow seeds.
Okay.
Almost always, especially if you buy organic. But even the GMO shit that I've probably been buying, I've been able to get pepper plants and everything to grow.
Neat.
So everybody, especially the peppers, you can save that.
Okay, because I did actually save. I made corn salad 2 nights ago, and I saved the green pepper core with all the seeds in it.
Nice.
So.
Good. Just save it on a napkin. Just let them dry out. I mean, you got to kind of rinse them off a little bit and get that membrane off of them.
Okay.
Same thing with your tomatoes. If you get that membrane off those tomato seeds and just dry them on a napkin, you can put them in a pill bottle and after they're dried a little bit and save them and grow them when you need them. Oh my God, I wish I could do a show, but I'm stupid and I don't have the stuff to do it, and I'd be a spaz.
Well, I feel the same way. I'm pretty much of a spaz myself.
I'm not a professional like you.
Well, I was a professional on live audiences, but when I get in front of a camera, I just kind of go, ooh. That's why I have notes. Otherwise, I'd be just sitting there going,
No, we all love you. Hey, y'all tell her how much we love her.
Oh, thank you so much.
We all love her.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Dude, all right. So to the audience that I know listens to you, and most of them know me, do yourself a favor. Look at what kind of a water bath canner you can get. And if you don't have one, you can always take a deep, one of them one of them deep aluminum things that you would do corn in. Just put a towel on the bottom. Make sure if you're water bath canning, everything's 2 inches over your damn cans. Okay? That's all you need for that. But you can buy a water bath canner too, preferably. Make sure that if you got a flat top, you get a Presto and not the American canner or anything else like that, because it won't take the weight and the pressure. You'll mess up your flat top. Okay? And pressure can. Man, everybody that can buy meat that likes meat, maybe you don't like meat. Fine. No worries. Water bath can. But if you like meat, you better pressure can it now while you can get it, because they're going to make us eat bugs.
Well, they're going to try.
Go look up the video, The Wall. Go look up the video, The Wall. They're going to put us in 2-mile-long prisons, 125 feet tall, and make us eat bugs. Not a fan.
Nah, me neither.
Not a fan.
That's why we need to continue using
all right, my girl.
Our rights. We need to continue exercising our rights. Don't take no prisoners.
Yes, ma'am. Take no prisoners. You go blonde, I'll go red. Woo!
You bet. Well, thanks for calling, and even if you can just say you write some of this stuff down, you can actually post articles on Odysee as well. It doesn't have to be a video.
The problem is having the time to do it and doing everything I got to do, because I've got a family of 15 out here that I'm trying to make sure that'll be okay.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And living in an apartment. I mean, we don't all live in the same apartment. We're not Mexicans. We don't all live in the same apartment. Excuse the Mexican thing, but I know how they do it because I lived in Colorado. Know how they do it.
Oh yeah.
But no, I
been there.
My family is spread out in a 30-mile radius, and not everybody's awake. There is a couple of farms, but they're not growing and doing chickens. They're doing horses. Oh, that's great. We have something to plow with, but they don't have a bunch of land either.
You know, barter for transportation.
I'm trying to make sure that when everybody has to come together, and it's probably going to be more like 30 people, that there's knowledge, there's things. I'm a seamstress. I've got, oh my God, how many sewing machines? Okay. Make sure you polish up all your skills, people. Polish up your skills. You know how to sew? Hand sewing is great because, or if you've got, like, I've got one of them pump, 1911 things. That's great, although they're fucking heavy as shit. Do what you got to do. Learn your skills and pass them on to the next generation.
Indeed.
All right, I got to go.
All right. Thanks for calling. Thanks for calling.
I love you bunches, girls.
Thank you so much.
Maybe one of these days we can do a podcast, because I can do that with you if you suck me in.
Oh, okay. Well, sure. I'll see about doing that. I always like to have guests on my show.
You look into that, because I've done that. I've done that a couple of times on the YouTubes, and I'm on your YouTubes right now. So.
Great. I was going to say, you could, if you do write some of this stuff down, maybe Brad Allen can put it in his music. Did you see the video he does? He sings about the jab, but he also is, while he's singing, he does a video where he shows you how to can the fruit.
So awesome.
That was awesome. I think that's awesome.
Dude, I'm sharing his stuff and your stuff and
Prep
AC,
rap.
Everybody's stuff out to everybody that I can. And you know what? Michigan is not blue. I'm going to say it again. Neither is most of Minnesota. They're not blue.
Yeah.
They were stolen. Oh, I said it. Oh, no. I'm going to get banned.
Well, you didn't say.
Hopefully
You just said they were. You said they were stolen. You didn't say a certain thing was stolen. I think you're okay.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for clarifying.
All right.
All right.
You have a great night. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here, and I'm going to put you back in my ear here, and I'm going to try to finish my little indoor greenhouse.
Okay, there you go. Cucumbers, zucchini, squash. I'd love to try watermelon someday. But yeah, cucumbers. I've been thinking about cucumbers a lot lately.
Nice.
All right.
Love you, girl.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a great night. All right. Shout out to the caller, and of course, shout out to all the Xers out there. I think we are going to be paving the way. Hopefully. There is some hope. I've seen some youngsters. I've seen some youngsters that have gotten involved in trying to thwart the evil that is infiltrating our government. All right. Something I talk about quite often, and of course I will warn you again, this is something, if we don't stop this, we're going to become Handmaid's Tales, because that's the only thing we're going to be good for. But they're pushing the trans thing and the non-binary thing so much that they're actually studying history now, and studying artifacts and everything like that now, and burial grounds and everything like that now, with the precipice, or the predisposition that seems to be making them look into anything that they can find to prove that transgender folks or non-binary folks have existed since the beginning of time. NPR, I get this from, what is this, Post-Millennial? NPR woke researchers declare ancient warrior remains to be non-binary. Now, according to this, they went to this grave, they found this, let's see, located in Suuntaka, Vestimorikai, southern Finland. Researchers claim that the warrior was non-binary based on the fact that they are buried with traditionally feminine clothing, which I don't know how they know that. Which this includes jewelry such as brooches and fragments of woolen clothes. According to a published study, the warrior was also buried with at least one sword, which confused researchers as swords were typically masculine. What, they never heard of Joan of Arc? Let's see, what's going on? 2 different streams listening to the phone. Great job. Yes, great job, Limited. Hiya, Toast. How are ya? My toasty. Okay. I didn't say this weekend, did I? Sorry, I'm not trying to push you. Anyway, essentially, this is, like I say, Finland. So that was, I associate that. Now, I don't know a lot about history, but nobody ever seemed to focus on who people were screwing, unless they were royalty, of course. Not to mention the fact also, too, back in those days, if you had things like brooches or jewelry or anything like that, and woolen clothing, didn't that actually mean signs of opulence? I don't think they necessarily gendered anything per se. Of course, men were the warriors and the hunters, and the women were the gatherers, and the stay at home, have the babies and everything like that. And they actually had the way it's supposed to be. But there was always exceptions to the rules. But of course, that side always wants to make the exception the rule, and then try to portray it as that. And that's just not happening. It's not the way it works. They just dig up people and dissect them. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't know if they did any dissection yet. They're basically going based upon what they found on the outside of this person. I think this is just a depiction. Yeah. But I actually went to Cambridge website and found the study for this, or found the synopsis, or and it's really long. I won't read you everything, of course. It's you know, if you guys want to read it, that's fine. I'll put it in the thing here in the comments or anything like that. But this was done by, let me see if I can find the people. They got everybody's name on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people actually worked on this study. It was published on the Cambridge University Press in 2021 of July, about a year ago now. And of course, all of these theses start with an abstract. Listen to this garbage. Abstract. In 1968, a weapon grave with brooches was found at Sukutuna, whatever that is, Hattula, Finland. Since then, the grave has been interpreted as evidence of powerful women, even female warriors and leaders in early medieval Finland. Well, I'm sure that there was at least 1 or 2. Again, nobody's ever heard of Joan of Arc? And women supposedly were some of the most brutal leaders throughout history, more brutal than men even. I'll have to do a story about that, because I can remember some of the stories that I heard. My dad's a historian. And I don't remember exactly which one it was he told me, but there was an Asian female ruler, and she was brutal. I mean, at the drop of a hat, everybody off with their head, off with their head. She killed a lot of people just because she could. Others have denied the possibility of a woman buried with a sword and tried to explain it as a double burial. We present the first modern analysis of the grave, including an examination of its context, a soil sample analysis for micro remains, and a DNA analysis. Based on these analyses, we suggest a new interpretation. The Suntaka grave possibly belonged to an individual with sex chromosomal aneuploidy XXY. The overall context of the grave indicates that it was a respected person whose gender identity may well have been non-binary. Actually, doesn't an extra chromosome mean something else? Like, they were mongoloid or something? Again, I'm not a doctor, but I noticed how they put in the DNA analysis. They just slipped that in there, like, and of course the rest of it is in all different kind of language. There's an enduring fascination with women buried with with weapons. I didn't know that, but the topic continues to be debated. A specific Finnish find, an early medieval inhumation grave dated to 1050 to 1300. That's a big space right there. They don't know. Found at that place in the municipality of Hattula, formerly Tarvanto. They changed their names over there so much. Has often been interpreted as a woman buried with two swords. The interpretation is based on dress accessories and jewelry, which suggests that the individual was dressed in feminine clothing. For decades, the grave has been a popular example of powerful women in late Iron Age and early medieval societies. Notice they've only found one of these, okay? So yeah, maybe yeah, she was a warrior and all that other stuff, but that doesn't make her the rule. And also, too, the fact that they found 2 X chromosomes in there doesn't mean that she wasn't non-binary. In fact, non-binary, everybody's non-binary. Otherwise, you'd be both. Think about it. Binary, non-binary. Just, it seems simple to me. That's all I can say. Yeah, parts to fix your vehicles. Scaroused. Actually, let's see. They do show a picture of this thing somewhere. This is the depiction that they, if you can see it on the right, yeah, on the right here. And it's on the right on my screen. This right here is a drawing of actually what they think it might have looked like, but the drawing on the right is what they, on the left is the A drawing is what they actually found, which was a couple of brooches, a couple of pieces of material, a few bones, and a sword that they say was made out of. What did they say it was made out of? Yeah, So also, too, they're just now getting around to all of this, even after this particular excavation. They found this particular body in 1968. I was 2. Bronze-hilted sword. That's what they found. Now, I came to another conclusion, too. Now, this person, they actually still don't know. Just based on the DNA. And of course, like I say, isn't an extra chromosome, doesn't that mean something other than non-binary? Doesn't that usually mean touched? Or, you know what I'm saying? In fact, that's mongoloidism, isn't it? With an extra chromosome or something like that? Again, I'm not a doctor. But yeah, they're trying to convince everybody that, oh, transgenders and all these people have existed forever. And they're probably right. But to go into research with that exact frame of mind when there's actually so much other stuff that's being actually told here, and they seem to be ignoring it. Like I say, back in those days, if you had jewelry and clothing, especially woolen clothing or anything that seemed expensive, you were top-notch. You were high class or whatever it is. You were opulent. You had the opulence. You had the ability to afford those kinds of things. And the sword, I think... This person, again, either, in my opinion, could either have been a warrior, like they're saying, or when this person died, the warrior love of their life could have buried his sword with them. You know, a lot of times you see in the movies, now I don't know how true a lot of this is, but a lot of times you see in movies that these people are loyal to their people, And when they fall in love, you know, it's a virtue thing, and it actually is very virtuous that, you know, they pledge their allegiance and their love and all that other and everything like that. This person, when this person died, if they were in any kind of a war, or if this person was any kind of a famous warrior or soldier or anything like that, he could have sworn off fighting altogether once the love of his life died. Buried the sword with her. And that was it for him. He went out and probably, I don't know, panhandled or something. I don't know. Just my take on this. But it kind of irks me that they're even trying their damnedest now to prove this so heartily that this exists, that they actually do studies with that as the prerequisite. We got to make sure that everybody knows that this is something. And I don't mind if that's the case, but that's probably not the case in this case. You know, you've heard, in fact, with the Vikings and everything like that, they had honor, they had prestige. They were brutal, and they conquered a lot of lands and everything like that, but when they love hard, you know, that kind of things. You've heard the stories. I'm sure you've watched some of the videos and things like that and the movies. But to be honest with you, unless there's something written, and of course, you know, it depends on who writes it as far as that goes too. Could have been anything. We weren't there. We don't know. We're not going to know for sure. Oh yes, hurricanes. That's something. In fact, I'm a Katrina survivor. I lived in New Orleans at the time. So, and here's another thing that bugs me about this particular thing. Isn't it funny how when it suits them, the history works out for their stupid theories, okay? But when it's actual history that proves that socialism and communism and all that kind of stuff doesn't work, oh, that history is moot. Yeah. Tell me another one. This is, and like I say, this particular study, if you want to read it and everything like that, comes literally from Cambridge University. So, yep, weapon grave at Suntaka Vesitorniemaki, Finland. Okay. Let's see. Time for something funny. I think you'll enjoy this. I've read somewhere that this was actually covered on Joe Rogan's show. Let's see if it's loud enough. Okay. This guy is supposedly some kind of a health guru.
Gains are shrinking, testosterone is declining in both male and female babies.
I missed this. Hang on, let me start it over. Ah! God, I hate Instagram. What a pain in the ass. Let's try it one more time.
Why penises are shrinking, taints are shrinking, testosterone is declining in both male and female babies. The comments.
This girl is hilarious.
The comments.
The comments after he said what he said.
I've never wondered why.
Hang on, did you actually hear what he said originally? It was a little bit low. He said, this is the reason why penises are shrinking, taints are shrinking, testosterone is depleting in both male and female babies. All right, and then she gets on there, and like I say, this was hilarious because the comments were priceless. So check it out.
It's are shrinking. I don't know. What food should I eat for a larger healthy taint? This is all me and my family talk about it. I'm literally up at night talking about how small children's taints are bigger. It's such a problem. Taints! Somebody think of the taint! I saw your video that spinach and plastic is bad for my baby, so I took them to McDonald's instead. Thanks, bro. Our taints shrinking long ways are short. Who's measuring taints? Like, seriously? What's the average size of taints in the 1950s compared to 2022? Can you provide your references on this claim? My fingers are crossed and my taint is the right size. If I have to be insecure about one more thing, I'm done. Why?
That's hilarious! Why would he, I was going to say, why would he say that? And truly, is anybody worried seriously about their taint? I thought that was hilarious. I thought you guys might enjoy that too. We do have some degenerates in our midst that think this kind of thing is funny. I'm one of them. I'm 55 years old, 56, almost 56, and I still think farts are funny. So, in fact, I watch Tyler Zed on Sundays, I believe it is, and he scolds everybody about fart jokes, but there's no denying they're funny. They're funny. They're funny. They're funny. Let's see here. All right. Wow, I got about 20 more minutes. Time is flying. Where is that? Oh, okay. I've got this. I'm going to show you the moment that our presidency currently changed. This trips me out.
Food and medical benefits. All of these steps will reduce crime and prevent crime from happening in the first place. And my Safer American plan is part of my administration's relentless efforts to invest and empower.
All right. I could have done better than the videography and the cutting and everything like that better myself, and I'm awful at it. Watch any of my meme videos and you see I'm not the best at cutting and splicing and putting it together. It kind of chops up a little bit like that. But I'm improving and I'm trying. But, I mean, this is White House, people. These are White House communications people and things like that. That's terrible. Their crew sucks when it comes to being able to splice and put together and everything like that. But also, what the hell did they do to him? Cattle prod? Made him hold on to the ends of jumper cables while somebody was revving their engine? Holy shit. Although the not blinking thing makes me wonder if they gave him an injection of a combination of meth, coke, and heroin. Or maybe they just replaced him with a Disney animatronic replica. I mean, because, I mean, he went from this to this! Now, I'm not a doctor, but it also seems like they may have a witch doctor taking care of Brandon right now. Because, can anybody say zombie? I think it's too late. He literally, everybody's been commenting about the fact that he got up there and he doesn't blink. I actually can't even do it consciously. You see me, I'm like this, and the first thing I do is blink. I can't not do that. So, yeah, that was a trip. That was a trip. Let's see, 12:05. Welcome, new face in my chat. Welcome to Talk to Me America. The phone lines are open. I still have about 15 minutes before I give it up to the Drunken Rocky show on the Drunken Rocky channel on Odysee. Yeah, okay. DJ Brandrek says they couldn't even deepfake him blinking. Which, that should be something that's real easy. I mean, I've done that before. Diversity hires. Yeah, you're probably right about that. The people that actually do the editing and all of that on here. It seems like nobody bothers to find out whether or not anybody can actually do the job or not anymore. I wish I could get in on that. In fact, I talked about a girl that has a job, I believe, at, what was it, Pinterest or something? And she doesn't actually have, she goes to this place, but she doesn't work. They eat, they sing, they massage each other, they have safe spaces and quiet rooms. And then when she actually got down to business, all she did was copy and paste shit to some blog post. Wonder how much money she gets paid for that with all those perks and everything like that. How do I get a job like that? Hell, I've got an IT degree, and after 44, I couldn't get a damn interview with any place. So I started my own business. Thank God I was given the gift of song, or the gift of a decent voice, where people actually pay me once in a while to sing cover music to them. Let's see here. Since we've only got about 15 minutes, let me see what else we got here. There's a couple of more funny things I'll end this off with. This was funny as shit. Make sure it's loud enough. Let's see. When our sister and her husband are arguing, but we don't know which one of us was brought into the conversation. This is funny.
With the family stuff, like your family's so perfect, your brother's a pervert.
Don't talk to me about the sexual habits of family members. What about your sister?
My sister's been through a lot.
A dick.
With the family stuff, like your
Both of the sisters are like, what? That's funny. It's a good comeback, mister. Good comeback. Rachel Dolezal pretended to be black. If she can do it, you can too. You think so? I don't know. I sweat pretty profusely. Any dark makeup would probably give me away almost immediately. It's really weird, and they don't even care about researching the topic that they need to address. Exactly. That's why I say. That's what I was saying earlier. It sure seems convenient, the history, when they want something, when they want to prove something that they want to force on everybody. But then when it comes to the history that we actually do know and has actually proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that some ideologies just don't fucking work unless you like just killing millions and millions of people without just at the lift of the finger. But yeah, it's funny that they don't really teach you history or even civics anymore. It's a shame. Starchild says, I have a 1925 dictionary. It's 12 inches wide. This is the knowledge they have taken from us. Yes, they're trying to change the names of everything. And the thing about it is we made those names up to begin with, but they're still not going to change the biology of this stuff. They're still not going to change that only women can get pregnant. Now, again, they might be able to do it with the surgery and everything like that, but it's not actually anywhere close to that now, and it still won't be a majority of people. It'll still be them trying to prove that the exception is the rule, and it just doesn't work that way. That's another reason why I keep telling everybody it may not feel like it, but we are winning, because they do that. They continue to take the examples of the exceptions to the rules and try to make them the actual rules. No, it doesn't happen. It's not going to happen. And I don't care how many surgeons you hire to make it happen. It will never happen. In fact, it might actually be something like what happens with the 100-year-old rivers. You know how, I don't know if anybody knows about anything like that, the history of that, but a lot of rivers eventually will get these zigzags in them. And they'll just zigzag throughout the years. They'll just zigzag. And every 100 years or so, they take those, they actually just flood, and those zigzags are gone, and the river just flows right through it. And it's the same thing like we saw in Katrina. And actually, if you looked at the history of that, 1927, they decided to change the direction of the Mississippi River to go around New Orleans instead of through it, because it was always flooding. It was flooding every year, but that's what it did. New Orleans was literally the Mississippi's floodplain. And that's what actually happens when you get the thaw from the winter. When it becomes spring and summer, the thaw comes down and it floods out. And usually what happens is it actually brings the soot, it builds the land back up in a way. Because it brings the soot and all the buildup and everything like that down from the north, and it builds it back up. Well, that's one of the reasons why New Orleans is now called a bowl, because the flooding there doesn't replenish any of the soot or any of the dirt or the clay or any of that stuff that was actually building that stuff up. It's all being diverted now, if you notice, into the Gulf of Mexico, which if you see a satellite picture, you can see the big flow of nothing but soil and dirt and soot and all the stuff that flows out during the spring thaws. But that was also the reason why when we had Katrina, that the New Orleans bowl was literally full for almost 40 days. They had to pump it out the best way they could. They were actually, some people were taking buckets and trying to get rid of it too. But that to me was nature's correction for the things that we do to nature, because it always comes back out. And that's why I say that, in fact, I put a video out about this too. I pretended I was Mother Earth. Yeah, we're here for about 100 years at best. The Earth has been here for billions of years, and is probably going to still be here after civilizations die. In fact, I'm convinced that there's been plenty of civilizations here before the dinosaurs and all that other stuff, because this stuff is, a lot of this stuff has happened before. It has to have. It has to have. So, but yeah, we're hubris enough in our short amount of time on this planet to think that we can save the planet. We are here for 100 years maybe, at best, and most of those years aren't that productive. And the Earth has been here for billions. I think I'm going to bet on the Earth. I think the Earth is going to be just fine. Now, am I saying going out and pollute and litter and do the things that we've been doing to it? Hell no. But that's because I like a good place to live. I like a nice place to live. I like clean water. I like clean air. Just like the rest of us do. But I don't think that it's going to split the Earth in half or change the climate. Of course, climate change is real, because if without climate change, the Earth wouldn't look like it does now. Climate change has actually been a part of what actually has built the Earth, the mountains, the rivers, the oceans, the deserts, and everything like that. And if you notice, they change periodically. Deserts don't always stay deserts. Mountains don't always stay mountains. Rivers don't always stay rivers. So it changes. It seems to me like the Earth adapts as necessary. So yeah, I don't think that even if 7 billion of us got together and tried to do something, it would do anything for the Earth. In fact, I would venture to say that if we tried too hard, the Earth would just come and open up and swallow us up. Seen it happen. Seen it happen. America, where you can be what you want to be, even an animal. I'm just me. I don't make any bones. What you see is what you get. I do my very best to, like I said before, do no harm, but take no shit. That's all you can do. Let's see. This... Actually, when I pulled this up the second time, I saw this on Facebook. When I pulled it up the second time, it had a cover over it and said, fake information. Now, I don't know about this, and I haven't had time to look it up, but I know that some of you out there, I think Zom likes to do this. Sift through and see if you can find this. This guy says this.
And to date, nobody has been able to show that there is a law for the average American citizen working day in and day out to pay an income tax.
But We the People Foundation for Constitutional Education put a full-page ad in the USA Today on July 7th, 2000. And within the body of that ad was a $50,000 challenge for anyone that could show the law. And to me, $50,000 is a lot of money. So I went after that and did the research based on the fact that I thought, let's put this baby to bed. I'm hearing all these rumors. You know, I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll answer these people's questions that are asking me, and then I'll win this $50,000. And, you know, based on the research that I did throughout the year 2000 and that I'm still doing, I have not found that law. I've asked Congress, we've asked a lot of people, in the IRS commissioners, helpers. They can't answer, because if they answer, the American people are going to know that this whole thing is a fraud.
There is no law. There is no law that requires the average.
He was going to finish that up with the average person to pay income taxes. In fact, if you see that on the bottom there now, it comes up false information checked by independent fact checkers. And what that tells me is that this is their report. This is their opinions. They don't want you to know for sure. But taxation is theft. And they're getting away with it. And there's not even any law on the books. Like I say, I don't know a whole lot about it. I would like to know more. I'd like to delve in more. I don't know if I can or will be able to, but I do know that there's some people out there that do like to do this kind of research. I believe Zom was one of them. Income taxes are illegal. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I'm not real sure how they decided to start taking them out or anything like that, but I got a taste of the IRS over... I ended up getting a bill for over $800 about 7 years after I had omitted giving them like owing them like $4.98 or something like that. And the weirdest part about it was, is I was a student at the time. I was supposed to be exempt. I couldn't get out of it. I had no idea what to do. I was only about 22 at the time. But like I say, at the time that they charged me for that and all that interest, and then finally let me know that I owed them $800 fucking. I was supposed to have been exempt, but I could not. There was, no, and of course there was no lawyers that did this kind of thing back then either. If there was, it was going to be expensive. And for $800, what could I do? You know, the lawyer was going to cost me more than that. So, but yeah, that's how they get you. Now, this was something I found interesting. Let's see how long it takes to load. For some reason, Rumble is blocked. It says it's blocked on my computer while it's loading for some odd reason. I don't know why, but I found this amusing. It was scary, and then all of a sudden, woo! There you go. There's no sound, but you see he's got a... I'll play that again. Good for him. I'm glad that that happened. But you see this guy's got a knife to this woman's stomach, and I think she's pregnant. I wonder if that was her brother that came up behind him and bonked him like that. Let's see, the idea that we pollute the earth is just dumb. There's nothing here that wasn't here before we got here. Yeah, that's true, actually. I'm your ninja. In fact, I guess if you wanted to do it biblically, isn't the saying ashes to ashes, dust to dust? We're made from the ground, and the ground we will go back to. Something like that. Wait a minute. For a bit, I thought that was Candace Owens. Oh, the sister? Yeah. All right. One more. And this is for everyone. And this is another reason why I'm not a feminist. And this is another reason why I don't go along with a lot of this stuff. Amen to this sister.
You know what I notice about some women is that some women expect for a man to love her unconditionally, but she wants to love this man under conditions. What this man can do for her, how much he can provide, how much money he make, where he work, what type of job he doing. But this man is supposed to accept you with open arms. Baby, you have yet to heal from childhood trauma. Your mama and your daddy failed you. You still have abandonment issues, baby. You insecure with yourself because you sitting here comparing yourself to this girl on social media. You don't even like the way that you look. But this man is supposed to accept you and love you unconditionally. Have you checked on that man's mental health? Have you called him and asked him, is he okay?
No.
Did you tell him that he was a king?
No.
Did you make him feel like that? And a lot of women say it's not my job to shape and mold. And man, that may not be your job, but it ain't your job to damn sure as hell stress that man out. But he gotta love you unconditionally and take you and your badass kids.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie? In fact, I've experienced it personally. My old man's ex is a piece of work, to be polite. All right, ladies and germs, that brings us to the end of another Talk to Me America show where the world wants to know what you have to say. There'll be plenty more times for me to call, and of course, don't forget, I'm going to be passing it on over to the Drunken Rocky at the Drunken Rocky on Odysee. He will show you some more videos, decompress. I think they watch fighting videos, racing videos. Excuse me. Excuse me. Explosions, which are always fun. Actually, I enjoy some of the MMA knockouts, especially when they're amazing and Joe Rogan goes, "What?" He's crazy. I was going to say, though, don't get too comfortable. He's a likable guy, and yeah, and everything like that, but he's still a socialist. In fact, even Jimmy Dore pointed that out the other day, and he'll tell you. He will tell you, I believe in this and I believe in that, and it's all socialist stuff. So he's funny and he's polite and he talks to anybody and everything like that. He seems open-minded, but listen to what he wants with regards to others. And in fact, like I say, go to the Jimmy Dore show. He has a thing on there. He even has a video on there. He says, Joe Rogan is exposed as a leftist, which he is actually. In fact, I got suspicious when he went ahead and took that money from Spotify. I'm not real sure if it took some pressure off of him or if it was actually going to make him more money than he was already making. But when he got with the big guys like that, and he wasn't indie anymore, and everybody seems to have their price when it comes right down to it. So that's why I am wary, and that's the reason why what I explained earlier about Chorky Jr. So, I hope you guys had a good time. I appreciate y'all being here tonight. Thank you so much for all the love. Thank you for the phone call. I appreciate it. Limited access. I appreciate you being here. Perhaps we can do, I can have you as a guest or something like that. Maybe you guys can tell me what you want her to pinpoint. She seems like a prepping expert. I might have to depend on you for barter or something like that. Like I say, I'm a horrible grower, but I'm a good cook. And I know how to sew. I know how to crochet. I know how to repair jewelry, costume joy. And of course, my old man also can fix anything that you can plug into a wall. But he's also real good with engines and motors and things like that too. Plus, he also knows how to build stuff. He built a big add-on onto his house, which was almost half of his house, and he did it with like 2 other people, maybe sometimes when they had time, but he did most of it himself. He said that it took the longest thing it took for him was waiting on people to approve his plans and his buildings and stuff like that. Other than that, once he got started, he built it himself. I'm amazed. He's a genius in my opinion. All I can do is talk and sing. So I got good ideas sometimes, but I'm a good cook and I'm a good creator as far as that kind of thing goes. We all still need functional art as far as that goes. All right. I appreciate you all. Once again, thank you so much for being here. We'll see you on Tuesday night on the round table at Raynoth's house or Raynoth's channel. Raynoth, that's RAYNOTH at Odysee.com. Oops. Nope. Didn't want to do that. I got a new mouse and I'm not quite used to it yet. But again, thank you for being here. Thank you for all of the love. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the library coins. Appreciate each and every one of you. To you, I wish you love, health, music, and joy, of course. Thanks so much for being here, and until next time, AMF.